Hello friends, we are going to look at the island of Trinidad and especially the capital city, Port of Spain. There is a dock where there are water taxis that ferry people from one end of Trinidad in the north to the south and vice versa. Now that's the complex there, the dock complex, and you can actually see a ferry there in the satellite map thanks to Google Maps. That's it there. There are actually two ferries in this video, but we're only going to be capturing one coming in. That's one of the ferries. The water passes underneath and passengers are on top. This is the dock area. It's a nice sunny day. It's 7:30 in the morning. And I'm just going to pan here so you can see all of it. That's one ferry that's coming in that circle area. We're going to stay right here until that ferry reaches all the way to us. Now the water taxis in Trinidad are fairly quick. They travel from Port of Spain to San Fernando, which is another city, in around 45 minutes. By the way, that's the Hyatt hotel and government buildings on the right that I showed you. This whole strip here is next to the Hyatt, and it's one of the cleanest parts of Port of Spain, well maintained, and rightly so, because all the guests, all the cruise ships and everything comes through here. However, on that side, the breakfast shed is on the left, which is also well maintained, but on the other side of that port is a place called Sea Lots, and it's not that well maintained. But here, yes, it's crisp. You can actually see in the distance there the mountains to the west. Now I do have other videos about Port of Spain that you can look for in my channel, and those I walk around. Some of them I talk, express how I feel about everything. I tend to do my videos in a raw. I don't really create tourist videos, and I also create videos about other areas like Arima, Mount St. Benedict, and so forth. If you didn't know, you can check out my channel and see. I know those of you who are fans of JB's Man Cave will know all of this, but you won't believe the amount of people that write me and ask me, why don't you make a video about Arima? Why don't you make a video about this? And I already have. I literally have hundreds of videos. You just need to check and see the videos that I make. And sometimes I also make videos about current issues. For instance, there was a recent advisory about Port of Spain. Yep, same place that I am, from the US. So you can look for those too. I also cover other islands. Barbados, Antigua, many of the others in the Caribbean and in the world. JB's Man Cave is not just about Trinidad and Tobago. I know a lot of people come on the channel and they say a lot of Trinidad and Tobago, but it's not only about Trinidad and Tobago. It's about traveling, about some of my life, some of the social issues. Sometimes I'll even cover the war in Ukraine, give my thoughts on that. So it's a lot of things. Well, you can see the water taxis coming in now, and just a perfect shot because the sun is hitting it just right. The view is clear. I'm recording this in 5.3K resolution. However, YouTube, I believe, downgrades that to 4K. Nevertheless, this should be sharp on your TV, mobile, your iPad, whatever it is you use to view this. Now that water taxi will be full of passengers coming off. I'm not going to record them coming off, but I will show you this water taxi docking. Now if you think parking a vehicle on the road is hard, just imagine this. You have to come at just the right speed, control just the right angle, and kind of drift towards the dock so that the passengers can come off. And it's going to turn, and when it turns, you're going to see all the engines thrust into the water. You can see there on the left. I think it's just a beautiful sight. It's one of the favorable things to see in Trinidad. If you ever in Port of Spain and you happen to be by the Hyatt around this time at 7:30, you can always see the ferry coming in. To take this ferry, the cost is $15 TT, Trinidad and Tobago dollars, which equates to around US $2.30. And actually, that's pretty good because if you were to take a vehicle, taxi, share a taxi with somebody to go to the south, you'd probably pay much more, and the ride would not be as smooth. The disadvantage, of course, is that it just goes to one stop. You know, with a car, you could go various stop wherever you want along the route. But if your interest is just to reach to San Fernando or reach to Port of Spain as quick as possible, this is it. So you can see the captain or whomever is docking this water taxi. He's taking his time. Those floats stop it from hitting the walled area. And I'm gonna back up a bit as it comes in so you could see the thrust in the water. That's my shadow in the back and the bottom there. That's the name of the water taxi, Calypso Sprinter. Have you ever been on a water taxi before, or even a water taxi in Trinidad? If you have, tell me how you enjoyed the ride. I have, quite a while ago, nothing recent, but when I went on, it was a really nice ride, very smooth. Of course, the waters in this part of Trinidad where it sails is not, the currents are very mild, so you don't have this rocking going back and forth like you do when you take a boat going to Tobago. Passing through the Dragon's Mouth, the ship really rocks. So it's a relatively smooth sail. And this is it. They pull up the ropes, tie up everything, make sure that the Calypso Sprinter is safe and secure before they bring out the steps so that passengers can disembark. You can see the thrusters there as they come out the water, and everything begins to be calm. So how did you like this water taxi coming on? Let me know in the comments area. Feel free to subscribe, it's free. Share, like, let your friends know about JV's Man Cave. Lots of great videos every day for you to watch. Thanks so much for watching.